All right, guys, happy Monday. Let's get straight into it. Today, we're going to start with a crypto market check. There'll be two separate videos, crypto, and then I'll do Forex. So we will start with Bitcoin. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so we have that market structure. The hourly high, which has been SFP'd. Boom. SFP on the hourly high, and that obviously means that we do expect to go lower. I'm going to quickly move my desk up. All right. So yeah, we have SFP the hourly high, and that obviously does normally mean that we can expect a rotation all the way back down, at least into this demand here, and probably the demand below it. We've obviously got this very low time frame demand, which I don't expect much from, but nevertheless, I will still have it on my chart. Yeah, alerts are still set here, so yeah, essentially just expect us to go lower. Yeah, from a local perspective, I'm just trying to see if there's any sort of demand. Not really. Like there is this. We might even bounce from this demand. A little 15-minute OBIF. It has kind of been mitigated on the lower time frame, but nevertheless, it is still a valid demand block. Yeah, it's not the cleanest, but it is valid. But yeah, locally speaking, from Bitcoin, I'm not really seeing much. We obviously had this big move up where we failed to break structure on the hourly, and now we have SFP'd and we are continuing our bearish order flow. So yeah, at the moment, not a whole lot nothing really has changed in the crypto market, guys. I still expect Bitcoin to go lower. Let's have a look at USDT dominance. Has anything changed there? And same thing, but in reverse. We have SFP'd our hourly low, so USDT dominance remains bullish. Nothing has changed from the expectational order flow on USDT dominance as well. So plan remains the same, guys. Look for distributions in the crypto market. Alts are expected to go lower. ETH has ran through all this, so I'm not really interested at the moment. Yeah, not a whole lot to draw up on ETH at the moment. We still got this level. I still expect ETH to hit this 1650 level. So just playing the patience game at the moment, and all I'm going to do is see if there's any potential distributions forming in alts, which I don't think there will be at the moment. Obviously that SUI distribution completed itself. Not a whole lot happening now. I'm still putting emphasis on the these higher levels here. We do have this supply as well, which hasn't necessarily been, well, it hasn't been touched, so not a whole lot at the moment for SUI. BNB as well. Not a whole lot. It's mitigated supply, but no real, I'm not liking the structure here, so I will leave this pair as is. And we do have a naked low right here. Which is most likely going to get tapped sooner rather than later. Hype, same thing. Nothing of interest on Hype at the moment. And yeah, Like, we do have that extreme liquidity up there, so this higher time frame hype model, which is at play, I see this being a model 1. I will not be trading this from a model 2 perspective just because of the extreme liquidity up the top. But yeah, from a local standpoint, not a whole lot. I'm not going to look at this as an accumulation, just because of the broader context of the crypto market at the moment. And then yeah, we do have supply above. Yeah, that is kind of it for hype. Not much more that I'm really too interested in. Sol's also not doing a whole lot at the moment. My main focus is on this higher time frame distribution, which is at play here. So yeah, whenever there's like a distribution that's close to being complete, or as in like close to, you know, we're close to deviating it for the first time and creating that second tap, like I'm not really too focused on any sort of internal ranges here. So I do want to focus on the broader range, as much as it is cliche, like higher time frame does normally hold higher power. So just focus on this higher time frame distribution, which is at play here. So we will move on to Fart Coin. Naked low still intact. Locally speaking, nothing that I'm too interested in at the moment. Virtual is accumulating, but same thing, I'm not interested in this accumulation as it is counter context. So yeah, focus on pro context moves, not counter context moves. Yeah, not a whole lot that's of interest to me at the moment on virtual. Aave. Similar story on Aave. Nothing that's of too much interest at the moment. I expect lower. Yeah, I expect us to hit this demand sooner rather than later. No real supply here. It's all been mitigated. So the closest supply block is this supply above, which remains as is. So yeah, as you guys can see, like in terms of crypto at the moment, not a whole lot is going on. The sentiment remains bearish, and we're just looking for distributions. If any accumulations present themselves, like that potential one on virtual, I'm not really going to pay too close attention to it. Yeah, not a whole lot on Doge that I'm interested in. Not a whole lot on XLM that I'm interested in. XMR maybe. I'm willing to look at this as a potential low time frame scalp, but very important, we have deviated this, so this is not a valid second tap. So we'll put our alerts just to see what price decides to do. Yeah, not a whole lot for XMR at the moment either. Let's move on to Render. Same story here. Boom. cake. Let them eat cake. Already from a... In terms of range, this is fine, but from a distance POI, I think this is past its tap 1 to 2, 1 day, 14 hours. Tap 2 to present is... we kind of have up until here to confirm a third tap, which is pretty pretty short for time. So I'm not too fond of it unless we can get some sort of, unless we can get some sort of clean move up, which I just don't see it happening. This is extreme liquidity, so if we can sweep this, it is a valid POI, but it is a little low compared to our tap 1, which I'm not too fond of. We'll obviously move this towards the top just because there's nothing really going on, but yeah, as we always do, we want our POI to be closer to that first tap, where, as you can see, the extreme liquidity right now is quite below our tap 1, which is here, so it's not ideal. I will look to see if there's any sort of extreme supply. Not really. Unless maybe we have something there. Okay, this is our extreme supply. So I actually don't mind this. If we can mitigate this extreme supply, but then again, as I've said, it's all like timing wise, this is going to be pushing it, because if tap 2 and 3 is further apart than tap 1 and 2, the range kind of becomes invalid. So yeah, we've pretty much got until like here. If we can get a mitigation by here, then this is still a valid setup, but until then we will see. So alerts are set, we will move cake to the top. And then also one more thing, it's also to note that we have swept our extreme liquidity, so that's also not ideal. So overall, not a high probability setup, full stop, to make it simple for you all. Boom. Let's have a look at Tau. Nothing of interest at the moment for Tau. We're still overall looking to hit this higher time frame demand below. Link, or kind of just awkwardly ranging at the moment. Same thing, not too interested in Link. Pepe. Same thing, not a whole lot going on with Pepe at the moment. With, lo and behold, same story. Asta, I doubt anything's going to be going on with Asta. Nothing of interest. Litecoin. We still have that demand below, so we'll pull that across. And then yeah, not a whole lot going on here. Maybe we can look at this for now. Yeah, we can definitely pay attention to this slightly higher time frame range. So we will see what the go is there. Pump Fun. Yeah, we'll move Litecoin. We'll move Litecoin up. Pump Fun, nothing of interest at the moment. And we do have some demand here. Yeah, I'm not too interested in this. It's way too market structure like for me. Quant. Quant isn't of interest at the moment either. Yeah, not at all. XRP. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is too low time frame for me to worry about, and then Trump isn't giving me a whole lot. There's some demand here, but yeah. So yeah, that's crypto for today, guys. Main focus is this cake distribution, which is already not it's a low probability setup, and then we have this higher time frame range slowly building on Litecoin. So expect this to develop across the next week or two. Yeah, and overall, yeah, expect lower. Bitcoin's still downtrending with SFP, that market structure high on the hourly. So yeah, just expect us to go lower. That's it for today, guys. Hope you found this useful. Not much has changed since last week. And yeah, just stay disciplined. I'm going to film Forex soon, so there will be a little bit to cover in Forex, so definitely keep an eye on that. But yeah, otherwise, stay healthy, stay committed, stay disciplined, and I will see you all soon. Peace.